My mother worked very hard, and when my father died, he was such a young man. He was in an accident. He was 37, my mother 36. I was 4 years old. My oldest sister was 14. There were 5 of us. My mother was a remarkable woman. She was very much into education, into music, into things that were worthwhile. And she loved music. And she saw to it that my sister and I took lessons. Yeah, we opened a grocery store and a butcher shop. And my father, in addition to being a rabbi, he also took care of the butcher shops. But I was always embarrassed with my friends that I lived in this little house with the butcher shop and grocery store in the front. So I had a lot of insecurities. But what made Adele and I feel that we were somebody was our music. After a while, when Henry and Nate graduated from high school, they decided to go into the trucking business because our grocery store was not profitable. I really think that's the beginning of Lerman Freight Lines, which then became, later, through my brother Nate's marvelous intuition, Steel Warehouse Incorporated, which is now amazing. He played football for the Rock Island High School football team. His friend was Shia Satin, another Jewish boy who he palled with. A Chicago team came to play against Rock Island, and they spoke in Jewish, our language. They didn't think any of the boys from Rock Island would be of their faith. So they would give signals in Yiddish, and Nate and Shia understood. And Nate was very good, and he was accepted at Notre Dame, but he didn't graduate from Notre Dame. He couldn't afford, or my mother couldn't afford, any more college education, but he took engineering. And when he came back to Rock Island, there was a fellow by the name of Herman Siegel, and he had a lot of money, and he came to Nate. He says, I have an idea on manufacturing a truck, a little toy, and it's going to sell. And they were going to manufacture the truck in this little building that Herman Siegel's father-in-law owned or something. Anyway, then they came to the point where they said, it's silly to manufacture the toy. Why don't we just buy steel and sell steel? Herman came into it. He said he was a tough guy. And he resented the fact that Nate's son, David, worked for him. And he realized with Nate's family, they were all going to get into that business, and where would he be? So he became belligerent, and Nate bought him out after a few years for $2 million. I remember that amount. So you can imagine how they grew. But Herman had connections with the bank, and he had money. And that's how Steel Warehouse became successful. They had a lot of problems, but they persevered. This family, this Lerman family, has perseverance. And here is Steel Warehouse, and the first thing I see is my beautiful brother's picture. And then I saw my sister-in-law's picture, and it was a thrill because they're the basis of all this wonderful family. The real basis. I don't know what else I can say other than I'm proud of being part Bussel, part Lerman, and Berbitsky, and being a great, great, great. Ooh, that makes you old. And you don't count the days, because every day counts. Is there anything else?